We're going to take a look at box plots today, and when we talk about box plots, sometimes people refer to them as box and whisker plots or box and whisker, so they are exactly the same thing. They're really a display or some kind of a graph that they do that shows how spread out our data is. And it's usually based on using the median, which we've already talked about, and something called the 5-number summary. So I wanted to give you at least a little bit of a picture of what one could look like. So first of all, the 5-number summary includes the 5 important data pieces that they look at when they're looking at data. So minimum, the smallest number is usually the one that we're looking for. That's usually going to be the end of a whisker. And then you'll notice you kind of have a box here. So this first one is a first quartile. That's Q sub 1. So Q with a little 1 next to it. This line in the middle is the median, which sometimes gets referred to as Q sub 2. The end of the box is the upper quartile, or Q sub 3. And then the end of this is the maximum value. Now, if you look at this, you can kind of see how maybe these kind of look like whiskers going out, and that's kind of why they talk about them that way. The big thing for us is this is always done with a number line underneath it or above it. But it's as reference because you want to know kind of what this value is going to be, what this value is going to be, and each of these 5 as you go down. And so what I'm going to do with you today is I want to show you an example of how to be able to go through and find these 5 numbers. And then also I want to give you a little bit of a hint about how to help you be able to actually draw it. So let's take a look at an example. So they want us to make a box and whisker plot for the given data. So we have 17, 29, 32, 9, 30, 14, 8, 39, 11, 32, and 23. So first of all, the easiest way to probably do this is to get your numbers set up in order. So when I'm talking about in order, to take these and to be able to go through and actually put them in order from smallest to biggest. So if I take a look at this, my smallest number is 8. 9. See, next one would be 11. 14. 17. 23. 29. 30. I actually have 2 32s, so it's going to appear on your list twice. So 2 32s. The last number is 39. So easy ones to identify from this would be that 8's going to be the minimum, and 39 is going to be the maximum. So I know this is going to be 8, and that's going to be 39. Okay, now, out of the ones that I have left, Q sub 1, Q sub 2, and Q sub 3. So remember, this is the lower quartile. This one is the median. And this one is the upper quartile. So if you have those 3 left, you really need to go with the median first. So that means I'm going to have to work my way to the middle and find the number that is in the middle. So if I go, let's see, there's the 2 outside ones, and I'm going to keep working my way in. So 32 and 9 be the next 2 in, then 32 and 11, 30 and 14, 29 and 17. So I can see that this number is going to be my median or my Q sub 2. So this is going to be 23. Now what you really have to do is look at the set of numbers and look at the numbers on either side. So this is 1/2 of your numbers, and this is the other. So to find Q sub 1, I'm going to find the median of this group of numbers below the median. So I'm going to find the median of this. So if I do that, kind of pair up these two, and this number is exactly in the middle. that's going to be your Q sub 1 or your lower quadrant. Okay, your lower quartile, excuse me. So that's going to be 11. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to find the upper quartile from this end. So there's the top two, top and the bottom. This is the top and the bottom. This one right here is Q sub 3, which is the upper quartile. So that's going to be 32. So I have to get those 5 numbers before I can go through and actually make my box plot itself. So this is what I do. I go through and I take each of these values one at a time, and I kind of go through and put a dot up. So if I have 8, if I count to 8, that would be where 8 is. And then, let's see, 39, 11, 23. See how they're all about the same height above the line. And then 32. Okay, so now if I know this, the 3 points in the middle are going to have to make the box. So I know there's going to have to be a box that gets made here. And then I draw a line out to make the whiskers on either end. Now, I'll be honest, I think 99% of the time when I make them, I tend to write the numbers above it just so I know. So 8, 11, 23, 32, and 39. Just for me, it's easier to do. Okay? Now, the big thing is, again, find the minimum and the maximum first. Find your median or your Q sub 2. So really, you know, this is my first one and second value I find. And out of these 3, I'm really going to go to the median first because that's going to give me more information. Okay, we'll keep working on some graphing after this.